Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home. We'll talk about Huda. We'll talk about our way. Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, welcome to a new episode of your program, Viewers Pulse. I'm Usam Al-Shami, filling in for Brother Malik Evangelatos this evening because he is off. Thank you so much for being with us here this evening. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make these next few minutes in our scale of good deeds. We're going to be doing quite a lot this evening, inshallah, here on Viewers Pulse, and we have quite a lot of reports for you. But before we begin, I want to remind you, first of all, of our phone numbers. Actually, we only have one phone number right now because our regular lines are still down, but hopefully they'll be back up soon, inshallah. The number that you can give us a call on beginning right now, inshallah, in the program is 002-0100-246-4583, and the number is on your screen right now. I know this is not one of our regular numbers. It's a temporary number until we get our other numbers fixed soon, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Next up is our email. Brother Malik Evangelatos' response to your emails personally, pulse@huda.tv. Pulse@huda.tv. Send him anything, any program requests that you have, any sheikhs or callers to Allah that you'd like to see on the screen, any ideas for new programs, any complaints, whatever it is. This is your forum to interact with us here at Huda TV so that we can bring you the best in Islamic programming, inshallah. Next up is Facebook. Facebook.com/Huda TV. That is our Facebook page, our official page, and our only page on Facebook. We'd love you to join us. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Now we have more than 95,000 brothers and sisters who are with us on Facebook. We're hoping to get that number up to 100,000 right before Ramadan. Inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us. And you help us by being one of the people to get the latest information about our programming. And finally, of course, our newly established YouTube page, youtube.com/Huda TV. On it, you can find the multiple things. You can find the live stream of our programming. You can also find the latest programs that are aired here in prime time on Huda TV. You'll find them uploaded every night, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, at least on the weekdays. And on the weekends, we try to catch up in the next week, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So go on there, inshallah. You also can find a great archive of programming on there for some of our very good programs from the past, maybe from the past 8 years. We've been on air, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, for 8 years, and that is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue to make Huda TV a light in every home, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, with your support. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you for your support here at Huda TV. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. Alright, the question for the evening tonight that I want you to give me a call about, actually let me tell you something very quickly before I say that. You remember last Sunday, a couple of days ago, we had a program here, and I was also filling in for Brother Malik, and I said at the end of the program, I asked you a couple of questions during the program, and at the end of the program, you told me that I didn't get a single call during the program, and I was kind of disappointed. But then when I finished the program, I heard from the control room that it wasn't actually that you guys weren't calling in. We did receive quite a lot of calls. All of them were cut off, and the reason for that is this temporary number that we have. It's not the real number here at Huda TV, but keep trying to call in, inshallah, in this episode. Our question for the evening is, would you like to see a cooking show here on Huda TV? I'm one of the people who is for the idea of having a cooking show, an international cooking show, cooking cuisines from all over the Muslim world. Are you one of those people? My sisters, call in, inshallah, and my brothers, call in, inshallah, and share your thoughts about that. The more support that we have, the more we're going to be able to do it, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So call us on the number that you see on your screen. Meanwhile, inshallah, as I await your calls, we have a clip. What we do on Tuesdays is that we showcase some of the clips from our programming for the past week. So in case you didn't get a chance to watch, you can catch a clip from the last week's episode. So first up, we have a clip from our show, Family Issues. Let's take a look, inshallah.
The most important thing to build up, the roots are the more important. If you have a tree and you find some fruits that are coming up not that good, So it wouldn't be very helpful just to be frustrated from those fruits. You have to go down, down, down and see what are the roots of this tree. Which means we have to remember those basic principles of Iman and Yaqeen and the love for Allah. Is our relationship really for Allah? We shouldn't go into discussions about this hadith and this verse, and this hadith is for my good and this verse is for your good, and just quarrel about the details. Go back to the root. Go back to your belief. Go back to the love of Allah. Strengthen the love of Allah and the Prophet ﷺ. This should be the main issue. How are we, serving Allah? Is our intention, always renew our intention. قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Yani everything I am doing, my worship, my actions are all for the sake of Allah, for pleasing Allah, for the love of Allah. First of all, this intention, then the love of Allah and the Prophet, and that we are loving each other for the sake of Allah. Al-Hubbu fillah, loving for Allah, and that we are brothers and sisters in Islam before being spouses, before being husband and wives. And remembering this, how we should deal with a brother and sister in Islam in the first place, and being generous, being, helping, being good to each other as brothers and sisters in the first place.
Family Issues is actually one of the very unique shows here on Huda TV because it deals with problems that family members face, problems relating to, husbands and wives, problems related to raising children, and all of these things. MashaAllah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward the team that's working on it. Jazakumullah khairan. The program airs every Monday at 9 p.m. Mecca time. It airs for an hour from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mecca time every Monday, inshallah. So make sure you tune in, inshallah. All right, I'm waiting for your calls, inshallah. Give me a call. The number should be coming up on your screen in just a moment, inshallah. The question for the evening is, would you like to see a cooking show here on Huda TV? If so, give me a call, inshallah, and share your thoughts with us. What kind of things would you like to see on that show? I'd like to see that show happening here on Huda TV very soon, inshallah. Coming up is a clip from my program, The Straight Path, and in this clip we are talking about loving for the sake of Allah. Brother Umar, I want you to tell me about your personal experience with loving for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When was the first time that you've experienced this idea of loving for the sake of Allah, and who was it with?
I have a very actually interesting story. All my life we kind of been, in Egypt and out of Egypt to the United States, of course. So there's that one specific guy. He's a sheikh. I knew him. I got introduced to him when I was about maybe 14 years old in Egypt. He was 21 years old. And this guy, subhanAllah, he's just one of these people that that they're just serving Islam and the Muslims, and they're expecting nothing in return but from Allah in the akhirah, in the hereafter. So this guy, he, subhanAllah, with the help of Allah, my dad always, I always liked playing soccer. I always loved just messing around with friends, never really liked going to the mosque. I did like going to the mosque at one point of my life, but my dad would always push me towards this guy because he wanted us to memorize the Quran. And subhanAllah, with the help of Allah, me and my brother, we memorized half of the Quran. So after a while, being with this guy, and he's helping us just for the sake of Allah, not even taking a dime from us, we went and lived in the United States for however long we have lived. And we have seen different types of people, different sheikhs, different imams, different friends. SubhanAllah, you just kind of get lost, over there in a way of you're looking for this one person that you love for the sake of Allah, but you can't find. And subhanAllah, the day that I come here in Egypt, and I had in my head, I'm going to see this guy so I could learn Islam more. He's like on the scholar level. Bismillah, mashallah. I couldn't see him because he had left to Al-Kuwait and then he came back. And when he came back, subhanAllah, once I saw him, I just started crying, tears. I'm like, why am I crying? This is crazy, subhanAllah. And he's crying too because it's such a weird coincidence that he would be leaving on the day that I had landed in Egypt. He had lived to Al-Kuwait, and then something happened in Al-Kuwait or something. He had to come back and stay in Egypt for a week, and that whole week he spent with me, teaching me Quran from Fajr prayer till Isha prayer, teaching me about Allah and about the prophets of Allah and what should I do, and what should I not do. SubhanAllah, this is just, I felt like SubhanAllah, Allah sent him back to me, for that 1 week, so I know that I'm on the straight path, and SubhanAllah, I am on the straight path.
That was a very touching clip by Brother Omar. I remember in our interview, I almost felt tears because of what he was saying. A very, very beautiful story, especially hearing it from such a young brother. It's something that's absolutely beautiful. The brothers in the control room are telling me that we received 5 phone calls. So far, none of them are going through. They cut off. So I apologize to our brothers and sisters who are calling. I want you to continue to try to call. This is our temporary line. That's why maybe it's having some issues. But inshallah, if you keep trying, we're gonna get there, inshallah. Let's go ahead and take a short break, inshallah. When we come back, hopefully the phones will be working better. I can take some of your calls, inshallah.
In a game of golf, both the caddy and the golfer have the same goal: to get the ball into the hole. Interest-free banking is similar. With a clear view of the fairway, a predefined agreement without shifting targets, things should end up where you want them. Your deposits are safe, and your funds are ethically managed with a transparent and equitable approach to sharing risk and reward. No interest burden means more time to relax without the worry of nasty surprises. Rest assured, our interest is mutual. Jaiz Bank, Nigeria's first full-fledged non-interest bank.
Welcome to Tech Talk. I'm your host, Omar Shear. This season of Tech Talk, we will focus specifically on the internet.
A student would type their paper, and instead of handing me a hard copy of their paper, they would upload it to this learning system, this e-learning system.
I have some great experience when it comes to technology, and in particular, internet technology. Call to action is something that we do in our day-to-day lives, and maybe we don't realize it. Now we want to discuss, after you have a product and you have a website and you have a way to communicate with your customers, which would be your email marketing system, now it's time to take the money from the customer.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and welcome back, my brothers and sisters, to your program Viewers Pulse. Again, I'm Usama Chami, filling in for Brother Malik Ibn Galatus, who is off tonight. Thank you so much for all your calls, even though I haven't been able to answer them because the line is not working correctly. But keep trying, inshallah, and hopefully at least some of your calls will get through, inshallah. Again, the number is 002-0100-246-4583. This is our temporary number because our real phone numbers are down at the moment. Hopefully we can get them up soon. But this is a number that should be working. Keep trying, inshallah, and hopefully your call will get through, inshallah. I forgot to mention in the last episode that the clip that we saw from The Straight Path. This program, The Straight Path, airs every Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. Mecca time, and it runs for an hour from 10:30 to 11:30. All right, as I await for some of your calls, inshallah, let's go ahead and take a look at the next clip. This is from our program, Life Choices, a very beautiful program that helps us to self-develop. It talks about self-development. In this clip, we are talking, and the brothers in this clip are talking about leadership skills.
The leader who cannot motivate his team doesn't deserve to be a leader, because motivation is a real common part in his job. And at the same time, when we teach motivational skills into the leader, we don't give them motivational skills, personal motivational skills. Because how to motivate yourself is something that you have to take it while you're still not leading a team. But as long as you started to lead a team, we give you something called motivational loyalty. How you motivate and gain the loyalty of others. It's the core of your job. How you can work on the motivation of your team, how you can work on the strengths, how you can examine your team to be able to control and to put everyone in his right position. Because when we are talking about leadership, we cannot say ever that everyone will be the leader by his own. As we said the last episode, everyone cannot work alone as a leader. He needs a company. So he needs to put everyone in the place that he deserves. Otherwise, he will kill the team. Because there is major things that we measure any team over it. The three cores that we build any team over it, to understand the team or to work on the team, you have to understand the size, the diversity, and the what we call it, the interaction of the team.
Life Choices, my dear brothers and sisters, airs every Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Mecca time, and it runs for an hour from 10:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. here on Huda TV, and I think you should check it out. It's a great program for all of us, because all of us need self-development. We always need to develop our skills and learn things new things, inshallah. All right. I'm a little bit disappointed, to be honest, not because you're not calling in, but because you are calling in. In the control room, they tell me we're getting many phone calls, but unfortunately this temporary number that we have, because our real phone lines are down, the calls are not going through. So I apologize to everyone who's watching, and I want you to continue calling in. Hopefully maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 of these calls will come in, and they will go through in the next few minutes. Keep trying for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Of course, as you know, we're a non-profit, so we don't charge you anything for these calls. I just would love to interact with all of you and hear from you about the question for the evening about the cooking show. Would you like to see a cooking show here on Huda TV? Keep trying. We still have about 5 or 7 minutes left in the program. Keep trying, and hopefully some of those calls will come through. All right. As you are trying to call us, inshallah, let me take a look with you at a clip from Living Hearts, which is a very beautiful program here with Sheikh Zainuddin Johnson. Honestly, one of my most favorite callers to Allah and sheikhs here on Huda TV. Let's take a look.
Many people today are coming out in the street, and for sure, after I talk about this now, when I go out on the street, I'm going to be talking to people who disagree with me, and they believe that there's no politics in religion. If there's no politics in religion, then what happened to 1,400 years of Khalifa? What were they ruling with? Some secular law? Wallahi, the Muslim Ummah was the most and is the strongest Ummah when we are united. But when we are divided, we are weak. And they will eat from us, and we are like the froth of the ocean, the foam of the ocean. So we must be united. And we must forget about this nonsense of no politics in religion. This is a Christian thing. The Christians were those who said that, because religion did not agree with science. But in Islam, everything is the truth. So what are you afraid of? You are afraid of joining, you're afraid of ruling with the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you believe in? That you believe in, if you do believe. There are many of those who are saying this today, and they are the enemies. They are those who are trying to take us away. But we seem to have run out of time. Before we go, brothers and sisters, the task for this week is unity, to try to unite together, but unite on the truth. Don't unite on the wrong reasons. Unite on the truth, on the true path.
Living Hearts, my dear brothers and sisters, airs every Saturday, inshallah, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. right here on Huda TV, and it's a live program. Alhamdulillah, it's one of our most watched programs, and it gets a lot of calls. And I want to give you the good news that Sheikh Zainuddin is going to be with us here live, inshallah, 6 days a week during the month of Ramadan. He's going to be hosting a program right here on Huda TV called Seeds of Change. Seeds of Change. We are filming a lot of outdoor reports for it right now, inshallah, and hopefully a promo will be coming up soon. Maybe we can even on this program have Sheikh Zain come in or give us a call on the phone and talk a bit about the program, inshallah. That should be one of our top programs in Ramadan, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And as I said, it airs from 5 to 6 p.m. every single Saturday here on Huda TV Live. Our last clip for the evening, my dear brothers and sisters, is a clip from our program Correct Your Recitation. Of course, one of our longest running programs by Sheikh Muhammad Salah. Let's take a look, inshallah.
I guess we have Shuaib is back on the line. Assalamu alaikum, Shuaib.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Okay, can you hear me now? Go ahead and recite.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم والسماء بنيناها بأيد وإنا لموسعون والأرض فرشناها فنعم الماهدون ومن كل شيء خلقنا زوجين لعلكم تذكرون ففروا إلى الله إني لكم منه نذير مبين ولا تجعلوا مع الله إلها آخر إني لكم منه نذير مبين كذلك ما أتى الذين من قبلهم من رسول إلا قالوا ساحر أو مجنون أتواصوا به بل هم قوم طاغون فتول عنهم فما أنت بملوم وذكر فإن الذكرى تنفع المؤمنين وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون ما أريد منهم من رزق وما أريد أن يطعمون إن الله هو الرزاق ذو القوة المتين فإن للذين ظلموا ذنوبا مثل ذنوب أصحابهم فلا يستعجلون فويل للذين كفروا يومهم الذي يوعدون.
I almost wish that this clip never ended, because subhanAllah, this young boy's voice is absolutely, absolutely beautiful. This brother's name is Shu'aib, and he's one of the people who regularly calls into our program, Correct Your Recitation. Beautiful, beautiful program. I hope one day we're able to bring him here in the studio so that we can hear his beautiful voice live, inshallah. SubhanAllah, such a beautiful thing to hear the Quran. Our program, Correct Your Recitation, airs 9 p.m. Mecca time every Thursday, so we thank you so much for listening to that. I'm very touched by this clip, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward them, inshallah. And I also would like to take a moment to thank all of you for joining us tonight, and to apologize to you that your calls have not come in. From the control room, I heard that we got 10 calls. None of them went through, unfortunately. We're having some problems with this temporary line. Hopefully our other line will come back soon, inshallah, hopefully very soon. Jazakumullah khairan, have a good evening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home. We'll talk about Huda. We'll talk about our way. Come join us and have your say. Let's talk about our way. Remember, you are not alone. Huda is the light in your home.